Welcome back to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick MacIsaac from Roby Electric and W.H. Hobbs Plumbing, along with Trent Haston from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts, and we have a special guest in the studio with us today, Trent. That's my dad and my mom. They're both here.
He's cranking on you hard already, boy.
He is.
That's what dads do.
That's right. You just bite your lip and take it, right?
I mean, I'm fond of your father. We talk a lot about our dads in our personal relationship that we have.
We do,
and I think that's what helped me, whatever man I am, what made me who I am. And I think I talk about you when I speak about you fondly. I like to carry it back to the father. But your dad came in today, and somebody was talking about my beautiful, lush facial hair. And he said he didn't like to talk about hair or age.
And also skinny legs.
And he said, and frankly, he said, I'm gonna go ahead and call him out. He said something about a chin, and the Austins, my mom's side, we're known for about a bunch of chins, and then I've always had. I mean, they call me the 8-finger forehead. I think it was like a 22 finger though.
The embarrassment has begun, folks. If we are in here,
actually, I think that popped in my head earlier.
You were.
That was all middle school. That was all middle school cut down. We'll let that fly.
We'll let that go. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, Reagan, I was at a dinner party one time. Reagan said, "Why aren't you smiling a lot?" I said, "When I smile, my forehead grows by like 2 inches."
That's the truth. Dang, we said we weren't going to talk about two things today,
and we're tapped,
and we hit them within the first 2 minutes.
We take this Sandler sales training. They tell you to figure out the pain and then start tap dancing on that stuff.
I agree with that. And I have one more story about hair. Years and years ago, when I was still working, I went and hadn't seen this fella in a long time, and he walks out and he looks at me and he goes, my, don't we have a lot more face to wash? So...
This is one of your customers?
One of my customers, yeah.
Well,
you called it, probably not one of my better ones. But
I didn't know when they started calling the back of your head your face.
Well, you're really in bad shape when the comb-over starts back there.
Well, we've talked about the comb-over before, haven't we?
Papa Ron was famous for a comb-over.
He had a mean comb-over at one point. Tell the story about being on the boat.
What I really like about my dad's comb-over, they connotated to Dale Earnhardt Sr. I mean, I think that's pretty legit,
That's true.
That's true. But, the boat story. So, we were riding the boat, and my buddies, Dad's friends with all my buddies, and y'all live down on Lake Kiwi and have the boat and all. Similar situation with Patrick. And my dad's hat would fly off, and his hair would pop up about 2 feet. And we all got bloody concussion heads because he'd slam that boat into the park, and his hair would come down slowly. all that rave hairspray.
Nice.
I think he used that White Rain.
Nice. White Rain?
Yeah.
Is that stuff still around?
A little aerosol.
I hear you.
Pump up the volume.
I hear you.
But,
good for the ozone.
But Chris Maynard talks about his dad as well, and everybody knows Chris Maynard is one of our best friends and our senior residential project manager. But he talked about the bristly brush that they used to brush their hair with, and you hold it in your hand. It doesn't have a handle. The handle's broke off on you. Hold it in your hand.
I remember.
And then after you do the comb over real good and you get about 10 layers of hairspray in it, then you pop it up on the side, give it about an inch of fluff.
Been there, done that.
I was about to say he had that same brush. I know exactly what you're talking about. It looks like a turtle with a brush on the bottom of it.
I promise you, man, my barber, about 10 years ago, I talked about my old barber, Reese. He cut my dad's last haircut, my boy's first, and
That's cool.
He has one of those brushes. He has a handle on it, but I was like, man, where you get this brush at? I went shopping for that brush. I have that brush now.
You couldn't get one on Amazon, huh?
It didn't have Amazon back then.
No, I'm saying now. But it wouldn't have the same.
And the thing
same
about a comb over, the only person that you're fooling is yourself. Everybody else looks at you and says, "What a joke!"
Well, they can see through it, right? Yeah, it's so thin. It's like got light coming in.
It takes hours to get it right.
No. That could be a business lesson of the day. The only person you're fooling is yourself. I like it.
Well, what's real funny? Reagan and I had our first kiss to Smokey and the Bandit, on the TNT 24 Hours of Smokey on Christmas night. But I was a Burt Reynolds fan there for a while because of Smokey and the Bandit and stuff. And I was told my dad, I like that guy. He's cool. He said, his hair's fake. He used to be bald as a bat. And then 15 years later, I started saying that about Matthew McConaughey. I was like, man, he used to have thin hair and Dazed and Confused. Now he's got real thick hair and swims with it.
That's from a TV commercial, isn't it? He's not just the client or the president.
He is. He's
also the client.
Oh, is that the
hair,
guy?
Hair Club for Men.
No,
there you
no.
go. No, that's something. He's talking about Matthew McConaughey. But no, we've had my parents. We're here on a Friday, recording. Normally we record on Tuesday, and so we got to take them down to see Hobbs Plumbing. They got to take a look at the buildings down there.
Very impressive.
We had breakfast at Skyland and talked to Becky for a while, so that was neat. Then got to go to Roby Electric, swung by Ferguson, and then over to Andrew Roby to see you, Trent, and Dave McGuire and David Baird. So they got the full gamut of the companies.
Good.
Other than Roby Realty, but we did talk to Sandy.
Well, I don't think I've ever formally thanked your father, but I do think he might have kept you in the fold there when times were tough for a couple years.
Nah.
Patrick called you and said, I'm gone, man. And you said, hang in there a little longer. I've seen this play out before. So
Yep,
no.
that's true. Both my parents did, and my brother as well. Always, we're very lucky to have the relationship that we do. That we're so close, and that quite honestly, they have the ability to be brutally honest with me, and we do the same back. And you're right. I mean, I think everybody goes through some tough times, and it's good to have good family support. I mean, I know you have it. You have it as well.
Well, I think it teaches patience, and I tell people that that you don't know a recession or you don't know this until you live it and you do it. And
Right.
I mean, it's a multiplier effect. Every day you get under your belt, you're that much more wiser, and y'all bring that to the table.
I think if your parents can at least teach you what the real world's like, you won't be surprised when you get out there. And that's what I think good parenting's all about. It's trying to prepare your children for what's going to happen once they do leave the nest.
Right.
And you can ask Patrick, and once they left the nest, they weren't coming back.
I'll tell you a funny story. That is no joke. I think I walked across and got my diploma, and Mom was nice. Mom was like, "Oh, you can stay here. You know, you got time." My dad was like, "You got until Monday to get out of here."
Well, it wasn't quite that
you to
bad.
the side.
I think that was a Sunday afternoon.
I think I gave you till Tuesday.
Yeah, I think and I was like, "You're serious? Okay, all right, I'm
Boy,
gone."
you gonna run?
But we know I had an apartment already in Charlotte, so I think I was ready to roll myself. But you're right. I mean, I think that the everybody gets a trophy mentality is probably not effective, and I think we're seeing that now.
Well, Reagan and I had the conversation yesterday talking about one of my old River Rat neighbors. I was hanging out with him the other night, and he was talking about his daughter just got married, and talking about the wedding costs. And I said, I'm fixing my girls. I have 3 girls. I'm fixing their wedding costs at $20,000 a clip, and they're 9, 8, and 6. They're like, you're crazy.
I was going to say, good luck with that amount.
Well, I'm talking 10 to them now. And my wife's like, well, what, are they not going to have a wedding? I said, no, they're going to work within a $20,000 budget, or it's not. And I told my wife, we talked about it yesterday, and she's very reasonable. It's what it is. I mean, and if they learn that's what it is, just like my kids, if they don't get a scholarship, they're going to a public in-state school. And there's not an alternative. Now, I haven't lived it, but I'm planting the seeds now so that I don't have to have an argument with my 18-year-old child.
Well, and we talked about that too. I mean,
that's good.
I think it is good, and we both have had this conversation. In fact, it's fun to have the conversation with guys we work with about having our kids work on electric or plumbing trucks or with the laborers like you did growing up. And that is invaluable experience to what it really takes to earn a paycheck. I mean, it's not given to you. You got to bust your hump out there and work. And we're so lucky that we have such good employees that can set that standard and that example. And I know we're doing it with other kids, there's
nothing I love more than my employees coming to me and saying, hey, my son turned 16 this spring. Can he work during the summer on the dump truck? Or our customers.
Right. And we keep talking about good parenting, and certainly Sally and I appreciate all the compliments, but I think this all can just transition over into business.
No,
and you all have the same ideas and the same thoughts, and I think it's great.
Well, can you expand on that thought?
No.
Okay. We're done. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're listening to At Home with Roby.